Can I do it? I think I could get
Yeah.
on. I've only had control of some fingers here.
So yeah. But anyway, to move on to there, so now you can play around there.
Benedict!
That's always the first thing that's done.
Yeah,
right?
perfect, okay.
Does this chattering animal speak for you?
Certainly not. I speak for myself. You're trespassing in this city and on this planet.
It means get lost, Squidward.
He exhausts me. Bring me the stone.
So, starting with this mystery bag, I have a question for you, completely independent of what happens in the actual film. I am curious, in your opinion, who is more worthy to wield the Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh, that's a big gauntlet. Is that
Spider-Man?
Is that the
The actual active one, yeah. Well, hold on. Who's more worthy to wield it? Doctor Strange or Spider-Man? Yeah?
100% Doctor Strange.
Possibly,
Yeah.
possibly. Just a bit older and knows a lot. but
Also a brain surgeon.
Yeah, so there's
You
that
know.
kind of thing. But I'm kind of looking at it going, I don't know, I mean, I might wither my arm. It's such a powerful thing. Oh,
Now
yeah.
it's for you to wear, sir.
A lot of plastic. Can I do it? I think I could get
Yeah.
on. I've only had control of some fingers here.
So yeah. But anyway, to move on to there, so now you can play around there.
Benedict!
That's always the first thing that's done.
Yeah,
right?
perfect, okay.
But I'm curious just kind of about your work with the Joe and Anthony Russo and Marcus McFeely on this film, because it has been a minute since the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, since we last saw Doctor Strange in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm curious to kind of what degree the kind of time gap was filled in between. Like, what have these characters been up to since then?
What is the time gap?
These are really edible.
They do, actually.
They're little Jolly Ranchers or something.
What is the time gap between Strange? Strange came after Civil War.
Oh, time gap. Oh, I'm useless at this question.
Yeah.
Who knows? Time is a funky thing at the best of times. No pun intended or intended. But I think rather like when you're having fun, time can go very quickly, and when things are tough, it stretches out, and I think that's quite cool. And I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think Black Panther and Spider-Man Homecoming are simultaneous. I think they happen at the same time because they both start after Civil War. Or, well, maybe Spider-Man's a little bit further in the past because he's backtracking to Civil War.
Here.
No, I'm just trying to figure out for
Saying,
myself.
Don't
say
anymore,
anything.
or I will have to silence you. He just bit my glove. Well, I think you better have this back.
Well, you can play around further.
I do want to play around.
Go for it.
It's great fun.
I think that Spider-Man has just been doing exactly what he said he was going to do at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, which is look out for the little guy.
Yeah.
I've been, doing the usual laundering, a little bit of tidying up. The gaff was a mess at the end of my film, and
It was a mess, man.
yeah, it was. And Wong has been, we've been eating way too much really good Korean food and Japanese food. And
You know,
all sorts of Asian food.
the watch thing you had in that film?
Yeah, the broken watch.
No, the spinning.
The broken.
The Eye of Agamotto.
What? The Agamotto?
Yeah.
No, the spinning.
watch.
No,
What?
the spinning display thing that the watches are in.
Yes, I do
I
know
thought that was purely for display, but then I found
there are
out
real
it's to
people who have
turn
those
the
things.
watches.
It's to keep the time
Keep
accurate.
the watches
Exactly that.
accurate.
There is that.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
This is a time theme thing.
Sure,
I
yeah,
guess that's where his
exactly.
brain went there. Just.
Magic! For magic! Magic with a kick! Magic with a...
You guys have quickly become icons as these characters in the minds of these audiences, and just they trust you to kind of bring these people to life. I'm curious, just within that in mind, if there is one part of Peter Parker or Dr. Stephen Strange that has not come out in the movies yet, but that you feel is part of the character.
Oh, loads.
Wow, there's so much,
So
man.
much,
There's
you know.
so much. We could
Well,
make...
Tom plays down his character for a start. Like age-wise, he's a wiser being in a way than Peter is, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think Peter's got a long trajectory because
Peter
he's
is
so
not
young.
the finished article
No.
yet, and that's as Peter Parker and as Spider-Man. In this film, you'll definitely see an improvement in his Spider-Man skills. Like, he's got better at being Spider-Man, and I think it was quite apparent from Spider-Man Homecoming that he definitely wasn't quite as good as Tobey would have been in his third movie or Andrew in his second. So it was important to me to make sure that there was some growth in his actual ability to be Spider-Man, not just his life as Peter Parker.
It's the same. I mean, he's in it. Again, there's been a bit of a graduation. I think that some things may be retro-engineered or talked about much, but that I do some cool stuff in this, and you think, oh, how do you learn to do that? But he's definitely more in charge of his craft. It's he's finessed it, and he's not the egotistical kind of sort of status obsessed,
really cool.
image
He's
obsessed.
becoming a hero.
A little bit more the grown up in the room. He's still sassy. He still has a good comeback and a one-liner. He's whip smart, but he puts that to sort of more pragmatic use, to being a team player and getting the job done than just making funnies.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time today.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for bringing this. I wanted to see that.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.